The recent operational activities involving the newly introduced Z-20T tactical helicopter represent a significant and observable advancement in the operational capabilities of the Army aviation units. This development is not merely about the introduction of a new piece of equipment but signifies a deeper evolution in tactical doctrine and pilot proficiency, specifically tailored to address the complexities of modern, high-intensity conflict scenarios. The training exercises, which have been documented through official channels, focus on the execution of highly specialized flight maneuvers that push the boundaries of conventional helicopter operations, with the semi-hover technique standing out as a cornerstone of this new operational paradigm. The semi-hover maneuver, also technically referred to in some aviation circles as a single-wheel hover or a running landing, is an exceptionally demanding procedure that requires a profound synthesis of pilot skill, aircraft performance, and situational awareness. The maneuver is initiated with a precise and controlled approach vector towards a designated landing point, which is typically a confined and unprepared area that would be entirely unsuitable for a standard helicopter landing. Instead of transitioning to a full touchdown, the pilot executes a delicate balancing act, manipulating the collective, cyclic, and tail rotor controls to stabilize the multi-ton aircraft in a semi-airborne state. In this carefully maintained posture, only one of the helicopter's main landing gear wheels is allowed to make contact with the ground. This single point of contact serves as a minimal pivot, while the powerful main rotor system continues to operate at a high enough power setting to keep the rest of the airframe, including the nose and the opposite side landing gear, completely off the ground. The aircraft essentially becomes a lever, balanced on a single point, with the rotors generating the necessary force to maintain this unstable equilibrium. The primary tactical advantage derived from this complex procedure is the radical reduction in the aircraft's ground exposure timeline. In a conventional full landing, the helicopter must settle completely onto the ground, reduce rotor speed, and then go through the process of spooling the engines back up to takeoff power for departure. This entire sequence can take a minute or more, during which the aircraft is a stationary and vulnerable target. The semi-hover maneuver compresses this vulnerable period to a matter of mere seconds. From the single-wheel contact position, the disembarkation of personnel begins immediately. The troops, who are pre-briefed and configured for a rapid exit, disembark in a swift and sequential manner from the side of the helicopter that is elevated from the ground. This controlled egress allows them to immediately deploy into a pre-planned security perimeter, their weapons ready, while the helicopter is still in its semi-airborne state. The moment the last soldier clears the rotor disc, the pilot simply increases power and transitions directly back into forward flight, eliminating the vulnerable stationary phase almost entirely. This capability fundamentally alters the calculus of air assault operations by enabling the insertion of forces into locations previously considered unreachable or tactically suicidal for helicopter operations. The operational environments where this capability provides a decisive advantage are those characterized by severe spatial constraints and complex terrain. In mountainous regions, for instance, the only available landing points may be small, sloping rock ledges or uneven ridgelines where a conventional landing is physically impossible. The semi-hover technique allows the helicopter to deposit forces on such features with precision. Similarly, in dense forest or jungle environments, the only clearings may be small and obstructed by tree stumps or uneven ground. Here, the ability to hover with a single point of contact bypasses these obstacles. The most graphically illustrative application is in the context of dense urban terrain, the most complex and lethal of modern battlefields. In a city, large open spaces are kill zones, and the only viable insertion points are confined spaces such as narrow alleyways, debris-filled streets, or the relatively small rooftops of buildings. A standard helicopter cannot land on most of these surfaces. However, a helicopter employing a semi-hover maneuver can position itself over a wall, with one wheel on the parapet of a rooftop, or in a narrow street, with one wheel touching the pavement between buildings, to deploy troops directly into the heart of the urban fight. This allows for a level of tactical surprise and vertical envelopment that is unachievable through ground-based approaches. The platform chosen for this advanced operational role, the Z-20T, is itself a highly specialized variant of the Z-20 medium-lift helicopter family, engineered specifically for the armed assault and tactical transport mission set. The modifications integrated into the Z-20T are extensive and purpose-driven. The most visually distinctive features are the two stub wings, or sponsors, attached to the sides of the fuselage. These are not merely aerodynamic fairings, they are complex structural and systems integration platforms. They serve as reinforced hardpoints for the carriage of a diverse and formidable array of weaponry, which can include laser-guided anti-tank missiles for engaging armored vehicles, unguided rocket pods for area suppression, and potentially even advanced air-to-air missiles for self-defense against other aircraft. Furthermore, these stub wings are not solely for weapons, they are also utilized as integral fuel tanks, significantly increasing the helicopter's internal fuel capacity and thereby extending its operational range and time on station. This design philosophy transforms the Z-20T from a simple transport vehicle into a multi-role, self-deploying combat system. It can infiltrate a contested area, provide its own organic and immediate fire support to the disembarking troops, suppress enemy positions identified during the approach, and conduct armed escort for other, less capable transport helicopters, all without requiring a dedicated attack helicopter like the Z-10 to be permanently assigned to its side for protection. This level of operational independence greatly enhances the flexibility and responsiveness of the aviation brigade. The concerted effort to field this specific aircraft and to publicly document the training of its crews in these highly advanced maneuvers indicates a clear and deliberate strategic priority within the broader military structure. It reflects a doctrinal shift away from viewing helicopter aviation as primarily a logistical or transport arm, and toward integrating it as a central component of combined arms warfare, with a specific focus on operating effectively in the most demanding and contested environments. The mastery of techniques like the semi-hover is a tangible metric of this evolving capability, demonstrating a commitment to achieving a high level of operational proficiency that directly translates into enhanced tactical options for commanders on the modern battlefield.